الله أكبر. الحمد لله الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I'm not sure if I covered this. Yes, Qazi? It goes, Sheikh, we received one of your, in the, they never used to have the internet. So online magazines didn't work, right? So they used to send every monthly, there used to be this risala that used to be given out, that used to be distributed. You remember like monthly distribution, like a newsletter, it's like something like that, but it was more detailed. And in that, the khulafa of the Sheikh were also written, that these are his khulafa. And Hazrat used to make a note of that just in case there was somebody claim, that when a Sheikh is, right? For example, somebody might say, I'm the Khalifa of Sheikh Zakaria, hypothetically, right? Okay, what's your dalil? What's your proof? So what they used to do is they used to publish the names so that there would be nobody who can claim afterwards that he got ijazah from the Sheikh. And the same thing works today. You can't just claim to have ijazah. Then it would have to be published somewhere, or you would have to receive a certificate of ijazah. Anyway, so he saw his name there, and he was one of the khulafa of Sheikh. So he wrote a letter. Because one of my friends received the risala, and I saw my name in there. I felt so ashamed that my name was mentioned in this. And I also felt ashamed. Other people are going to see my name in there. Mal do not match the honor. But this feeling ashamed that my name was mentioned as one of those people who have received ijazah from you, is that, what is that? This to feel ashamed, is that correct? Is that wrong? Is that right? What is that? What do you think? Answer. Kamal. This is perfection. In the sense, to be humble and to feel shy that you're not worthy of being mentioned in that manner is a sign of tawadu. And tawadu is a sign of being of kamal. Now, somebody might think that just to put another PS there, a note, not every time somebody is humble that it's sign of kamal. This is like a person who's constantly humble is kamal, it reaches the stage of kamal. But that doesn't mean that just to feel humble at one time or another, that a person would have reached the stage of kamal. Did you get the answer? Inshallah, everybody. Any questions in regards to this? Kamal, perfection. Perfection in oneself. And tawadu is humility. So because he's saying that because you felt that, it's a sign of humility, and humility is a sign of perfection, right? A person who's not tried to perfect himself will not have humility. You get it now? Situation where being humble is not a sign of kamal. A teacher, a person who's knowledgeable to conceal his knowledge when he actually needs to present it, when he needs to be, that's not tawadu, not to, I'm going to be humble and not answer this question, or I'm going to be humble and not express that I really know the answer to this question. That's not kamal. That's not humility. All right. All right. Did I mention that? No. But I did mention that, see, I'm the one who used to read 100,000 times. Yes. I did mention, so I must have missed it. I'm telling you without exaggeration, no exaggeration in this, that we are so honored to study this work, so honored to study the works of this type of work. If this doesn't get you to Kamal, I don't know what will. Inshallah, by listening to the lectures of Sheikh and his advices, you start also implement it. It relates to us in some kind of way, subconsciously. It relates to everybody. Just imagine Hazrat Maulana now seeing his name, Maulana Bakhtiyar. Now, does that make him feel happy? Which is very happy. He's very happy, right? Or does it make him feel that I'm not worthy of this title? Or does it make him feel that that honor that was given to me on that day, it was a great honor, mashallah, and am I or am I not worthy of it? What do you think, brother? Huh? You're not worthy of it? Then why did you give? Then we should take the title away. Huh? We should. Then you see, then your mom will complain that my son became an alim and you took his title away. Actually, to be given the title by another person is not that you ask for the title. To be you're worthy of it, to think that you actually are entitled to it is the problem. You get it? Otherwise, people might, after you become a doctor, people might know you as a doctor. And after you become an engineer, people call you engineer, sahab. And when you go to Hajj, you say, Ya Hajj. Yes or no? But the reality is different. It takes time to become a scholar. It takes time for this, for it to mature. Like for it, when you marinate chicken, you've marinated chicken, you put it on the barbecue. Is it going to taste the same? Or you marinated it and you left it and you allowed it, the spices to soak in, right? And then you cook it. Is there a difference? So there's a difference between a marinated chicken and a seasoned chicken and a non-seasoned chicken. You get it? Oh, baby chicken. Then he'll get even happy because baby chicken is even better than the bigger one. It tastes better. But khair. But you understand what I'm trying to say. Yes. This is one of many books that we've covered in this program. We have covered in this program the works of Imam Ghazali rahmatullahi alayhi. We have covered Mukashifatul Qulub page to page, cover to cover. It took us 4.5 years to do that. But it's an ongoing thing. You just have to sit here after Salat and choose, and you get it. You don't have to make any effort. The teacher makes all the effort. He does the studying, and he just gives you the sweet afterwards, and you just eat it. Get it? And we also studied Tabligh al-Din, also from Imam Ghazali rahmatullahi alayhi. We also studied Sukunul Qalb, Mana Shafitani rahmatullahi alayhi. We also studied great work of Hakim Akhtar Sahib rahmatullahi alayhi. The disease of the heart and its and the cure to it. The diseases of the heart and the cures to it is a book this thick. We covered that cover to cover, page to page also. Alhamdulillah. How come you're not on the Sanatain program? But I have deafness in my ear. How come you're not in the Sanatain program? The 2-year Islamic Essentials program.
I'm trying to cut down my schedule so that I will have complete time. I don't want to go anywhere now. Stuff. That's why I've been cutting down my schedule gradually.
So it's at the moment it's on Sunday morning and on Wednesday evening and Thursday evening. Is it? 7 to 9 in the evenings, and on Sunday morning it's 10 to 1.
7 to 9 p.m.
Yeah, you'll be here. You just log on from here. You guys can just log on as a team. Yeah. The final test is what? It's going to be very easy. Everything's in English. I'll say to you that, okay, tell me the concept. No, you don't worry. I'll make sure that you won't come last. I'll make sure you won't be the last. Now, the second to last position is open. But you don't have to worry. Listen, why are you worried about coming last? That's shaitan. Wallahi, it's shaitan. No, I'm just telling you, right? I'll tell you what I'm going to tell you, ask you in the test. I'm going to ask you, what does the concept of qadr mean? predestination. I'm going to ask you what is the aqidah, our aqidah in regards to the Sahaba is. I'm going to ask you the attributes of a hip. I'm going to ask you attributes of the God-fearing. I'm going to ask you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the Jews so much in the Quran. I'm going to ask you why Surah Baqarah is called Baqarah, right? Right. So, but the way the teacher taught it to you, right? So the test is going to be on concepts. The test is not going to be, this is a page translated. No.
Actually, my problem is that I never traveled when I was working, so I'm planning to go back once. And they don't have good internet over there. Serious.
Do you have T-Mobile?
Yes.
Problem solved. If you have T-Mobile, free internet, free data, log on.
It depends on where it's going to. England.
No, I've been to Africa.
I mean, where he's going, I'm saying, it depends on, maybe he's going to rural area. Maybe that's why he's saying.
Even Freetown.
Even Freetown, I'm definitely sure Freetown has it.
Yeah.
Ask me why. Ask me why. Mohsin, ask Mohsin. He's sending me stuff from Freetown all the time.
You have no excuse, brother. Come on.
You see, lucky, had I not traveled, you guys might say, Imam, you know, we have no internet where we go.
Wi-Fi is global now.
Wi-Fi is global. And by the way, I heard Mr. Tesla has got these satellite things that go over. You can get the Tesla internet too. But khair.
All these past ones are online now. You want the Ghazali one and all this.
Say which ones?
The Ghazali talk.
Yeah, everything's online.
Yes.
Well, since COVID, everything's online, but the notes are, we have them from the beginning. The notes, we have them from the beginning. If you just, at least you get the weekly notes, give him your email.
We have the audio recording.
And we have we do. We have, why don't we just upload them?
We can. At one point, you wanted to see if you could edit them, but it's a lot of.
I mean, the ones we did at the masjid, upload them.
Okay.
The ones we did in,
Those are the ones I'm referring to.
yeah.
The political state.
Yeah, upload them. Oh, mashallah, I didn't know that. See? But khair, you took me away from the main thing.
Humility.
I was?
No.
Harun, what was I discussing? I get the honor to see you fi ba'dil ahyan. Are you going to be honored? Am I going to be more honored, inshallah, in the future? With whom? With whom? Time to come here and teach you. Problem solved. I think next week we're going to switch till after Isha. Is that good, or shall we keep it this time? After Isha is good, because Isha is coming in a bit earlier. All right. Not that I'm ignoring you guys online. Don't worry, I see you guys online. Alhamdulillah. This is the topic of discussion today. The title of today's lecture is what? Did anybody bother to see the title? Zor se bola, Hazrat? Different types of love. That's why you're in lesson today. That's why you came all the way from Gaithersburg just to listen to the lecture. The different colors of love. So the Sheikh, the student writes a letter to the Sheikh. Because sometimes I remember my young wife, or the youngest wife. Sometimes when I remember her, I feel that I should go and meet her. Because he's with the Sheikh at the moment. he's sitting in the khanqa. So I'm just wondering that, is this my love for my wife and my love for you as a teacher? Is that contradictory? Is that contradicting? What, is that a problem? Understand the question, yes? Say, Jahid. She's coming, I know. Inshallah. Because on the other hand, my wife is, her state is the following. When I come to you, she cries. She's always teary when I come to you. Sometimes she looks at my clothes and she cries. When I come to you, because she misses me so much. Wow, they existed once upon a time, these women existed, subhanAllah. Because I'm not in love with her as much as she is in love with me. But I still feel sorry for her because of the pain of separation that she feels every time I'm away from her. You get it? Can you relate to it? No, you can't. I won't say your name. I know that the other side is listening online. You got it? You understood the question. He says that love in itself is a sought after attribute and sought after quality in Sharia. Love in itself is sought after in Sharia. And remember, if it's something that is positive, not negative, then it can, if it's praiseworthy in Sharia, it can never be blameworthy. You just have to understand. So far, so meaning to show affection to one's spouse, is that praiseworthy or blameworthy? Praiseworthy. To be affectionate to one's father, praiseworthy or blameworthy? Praiseworthy. Okay, you get it now? So it can never be something that is matlub, meaning sought after. This is the aim and goal and objective of Sharia. It can never have a negative effect. Otherwise, there will be contradictory rulings in Sharia, meaning that if the father's love and the mother's love and the wife's love, if they were blameworthy, then they would start contradicting each other. Meaning, if we say that a person should love his wife and a person should love his mother, at the same time, if the negative aspect is if a person doesn't understand the difference, then they're going to that seems to be contradictory. It seems to be, but it's not. Because it's impossible that Shariat would say to you that love your mother, love your wife, love your father, love your children, and for it to have a negative impact. It's not possible. It's impossible for that to happen. The only difference is if you've understood it or not. That's a different aspect. But he goes, the secret of it is the following. The love of the father and the love of the mother. Is it the same? Is purple and pink same? Are they both colors? They're both colors, but they have different qualities. Is yellow and orange the same? No. Are they both colors? But they have different qualities. So mother's love, father's love. So those of you who can relate to this, you can also relate to the following. Do you love your mother in the same way you love your father? Do you love your father in the same way you love your mother? Do you love your brother in the same way you love your sister? Do you love your sister in the same way you love your brother? Do you love your children in the way you love your parents? Do you love everybody? Yes, but each one is different. Now, the wife, until she doesn't understand the different colors of love, she won't understand that. You understand? until the wife does not understand, or the husband doesn't understand, that these are all these love, different types of love that a man experiences are all praiseworthy. He just has to understand each one has its own color. They're completely different. A person doesn't love his wife the way he loves his mother. He doesn't. It's just completely different. And a person doesn't love his mother in the way he loves his wife. The two loves are different. Even the expression of love, which is the word mawadda, the expression of love to one spouse, you don't talk to your mom in the way you'd speak to your wife. You don't express your love to your mother in the way you would express it to one spouse. Correct or not? But the problem is we've just never differentiated between the two and between all these different colors. And because we didn't, everything seems to be contradictory in the husband's eyes, also in the wife's eyes, and also in the children's eyes. Like, for example, if a person became a widow at a young age, and then he went and got married again, and then his children says to him, "You don't love us the way you love her," right? Or the wife goes, "You don't love me the way you love them." What does that indicate to you? If that comment is made, what does that is indicative of? Jealousy, but I'm not talking about disease. Misunderstanding, lack of knowledge. It's just you've not been able to differentiate that all the loves are different, right? Do you love your best friend the way you love your wife? So the wife needs not to be jealous of it. Do you love your children the way you love your wife? No, the wife does not need to be jealous of it, because the two loves are different, even though they might be. Now, let me tell you, is the brother's love, if your wife loves her brother, is it the same as loving you? Yes or no? So there is no need for a husband to be jealous if the wife has a close relationship with her siblings. Yes or not?
Yes.
But you are.
The only time that happens,
Okay.
is only when, due to human,
Nature.
yes, like for instance, based on the action,
Agree.
might facilitate the other person to look at it like you're giving more attention.
I agree. But you have to be not insecure about
Of
it.
course.
Insecurity is a sign of what? Lack of knowledge. You just don't understand. You have not, or lack of nurturing. You might even know it, that the two loves are different and the brothers love but you've just not been able to deal with it. And not being able to deal with it, again, it's a problem. It could cause problems. Can it cause problems or can it not cause problems? Yes or no?
Yes.
Can it break homes?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
It can. It can break homes. Remember that. Not being able to understand the different colors of love, it can break homes. You understand? Now you can ask me a question. Now that you've all understood, you've all been saying, yes, we understand this perfectly. Now ask me a question in the follow-up. Follow it up. Yes. Yes, Bismillah.
So are colors just an analogy, or is there something deeper into the colors?
It's an analogy. But I could make some of the colors if you want me to. Colors have meaning, but I don't want to go into it today. Yes.
On the parent side, by default, who should we love the most?
There you go. There you go. Exactly what I'm talking about. The expression of love is different, but loving the most, there is no rule like that. Look, if your mother is your Jannah, then who's the door? Your father. So which one do you need? The door or the Jannah? No, both. How could you get to Jannah without the door?
Oh, yeah, right. You see, I told you.
Well, you're moving up. Don't worry. Yeah, at least you got the Jannah part. So that third place is all yours for now.
I can see where he was going.
I know where he's going with it. The mother's love. You see, the hadith of the Prophet, I know where he went, where he came with that. The hadith of the Prophet. Does that hadith in any way indicative that you should love your father less? No. You get it? That does not mean, now, a father should not feel insecure when their son expresses himself to his mother. He should feel happy, no problem. That does not mean that he loves me any less. But you're a human being.
Yeah.
Well, you're a human being. You understand? But again, listen, if you understand this topic today, inshallah, a lot of your life issues will be resolved. Understand the topic. When expression of love by siblings, by spouses, by parents, by children, as long as it is within the framework of Sharia, it is absolutely fine. And we should not feel a little bit of iota of insecurity. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, in Surah Al-Luqman, وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ Hafiz Harun San. Is it husna or ihsana here? Allahu Akbar. Ihsana or husna? I will take both. حملته أمه كرها ووضعته كرها. Is that there? وإن جاهداك على أن تشرك بي ما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put the limit on love. That if you have non-Muslim parents and they force you to disrespect me, dishonor me, disobey Allah, at that time, love does not dictate that you have to follow them. So limited there. Yes? But وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. You still have to love them. You get it? You still have to love them and honor them, and still in their worldly affairs, you still have to accommodate them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you the limits of that. Do you think Allah has not given you the limits of the father's love and the brother's love and this love and wife's love and this love? Everything has been clearly defined. Clearly defined. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. What am I going to say, Harun? لا تلهكم أموالكم ولا أولادكم عن. Let your children and your wealth somehow take you away from the remembrance of Allah. Is that a limit set on love? That make sure you love your children, but not to that extent that they make you unheedless of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You get it now? يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن من أزواجكم وأولادكم عدوا لكم. Allahu Akbar. Your spouses and your children are your enemies. How can that be possible? On one side, Allah is saying love them. On one side, they're saying your enemies. Tell me, join the connect the two together, please. You're moving up quickly. Get those. There will be an enemy if they move you away from the remembrance of Allah. If they do not move you away from the remembrance of Allah, then it is positive. Negative is that love that draws you away. Positive is that draws you close. There you go. Allah subhanahu, there's a balance. There's a balance in everything. So sometimes somebody might say to you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned this in the Quran that your wife is your enemy. How can that be possible? How can Allah say that? Understand? وَصَاحِبُهُمْ and in Surah Al-Baqarah. عَلَيْهِنَّ دَرَجَةً. Before that. وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَلِلرِّجَالِ عَلَيْهِنَّ دَرَجَةً. That woman shouldn't feel that she has no rights. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the women have rights similar to that of men. وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلٌ, for them, a mithl equivalent, وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ, that they are obligated, those rights that the women are obligated of, the men are also have similar rights. The men are also obligated in a similar type of rules and regulations. But وَلِلرِّجَالِ عَلَيْهِنَّ دَرَجَةٌ. Daraja is singular, plural, guys. A man has a degree above. How much? A degree. وَلِلرِّجَالِ عَلَيْهِنَّ what? Daraja. That's it.
In the prior statement was azwaj, was it wife or spouse?
Read the verse.
I think it's right in the azwajikum aw la
Inna min azwajikum, verily your spouses.
Okay. I heard you say wife as well.
Okay. So, a spouse could be a wife.
Right, it could be. I didn't want to
Yeah, vice versa. Yeah. So anyway, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. Oh, my voice is not reaching those people who are at home. Bakhtiyar. Such an important topic. Inshallah, we're gonna fix it. Give tawajjuh, brother. Fix it. All right. We need to upgrade the fires. Seriously. Or can you hear me? Okay, Adnan can hear. All right. So, where was I? No, but before that, I was talking about the different colors. So, a wife's love is different. A child's love is different. Father's love is different. Mother's love is different. You have to not be insecure in regards to it. If your wife is close to her siblings, so what's the big deal? That's a good thing. Is that a negative thing or a positive thing? So why are you feeling negative? Why are you feeling insecure about it? I'm just curious. I don't know. I'm just curious. It depends. Well, maybe it's like when you come into the room and they all go quiet. Is that why you're feeling insecure? All the siblings are chatting. You come into the room. Yes. Where was that chicken piece that you were giving to me? Something like suddenly, like completely.
Like Brother Ali said, so it depends, meaning that maybe.
Listen, I didn't say that there has limit to everything. I didn't say there's no limit.
For manipulative purposes.
But again, I didn't say there's no limit. I didn't say there's no limit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're confident in yourself, let somebody fill your wife's ears against you. Who cares? If you're confident in yourself.
What if you're confident in yourself, but if you know that your wife is not as strong, that for instance,
Let her be influenced. Let her be influenced. Let her be influenced, but don't worry about that. Inshallah, be confident in yourself that she will come home, she will test her insecurity against you, you will fail the test, and she will be justified in her being all that stuff that was told to her. Or she comes home and she tests her findings on you, and there's absolutely zero reaction from you. That's great. That's great. That's great. So wow, subhanallah. I mean, what's for dinner? Look. Man's biggest mistake that he thinks that you judge a woman on a man. The way men interact with another man is different. And the way a woman interacts with a man is different, and especially the wife. Now you see that she's like, wow, she's so happy and she's so joking with the siblings, and when she comes to you, she's like, don't worry about that. It's a different type of a relationship. It's a different type of a relationship. Eventually have confidence in yourself that you will be able to, she will able to see that there is nobody that is going to look after her besides you. Nobody loves her like the way you love her, number one. Nobody's going to look after her the way you do. And nobody's going to cherish her the way you do. Nobody's going to respect her the way you do. And nobody wants to grow old with her the way you do, which is very important. Very important. You just have to be patient until she realizes that. And in order to assist her, guess what? I have the perfect solution. The Sanatain program.
That was my kind of related question to that. Is there any suggestion you have to kind of like
The Sanatain program, I'm telling you, I'm not joking. Look, if I can influence you, if a teacher can influence you, the teacher can influence them.
that was my kind of,
Look, a teacher, sometimes it's not easy for a woman to learn from her husband. Not easy. There are many reasons. Why? Because you're gonna think your head's gonna go to cloud 9.
yeah.
You're gonna go to cloud 9. I'm your stud. That's the problem. But if you were humble, I'm so grateful that you're learning from me, it would have been different. I'm the grateful one. Wow, man. I'm getting to go over what I learned before. I would have never been able to do that had you not been listening to my, what I've understood. If I ever make a mistake, do correct me. But it's just the way you do it. But men can't do it like that. That's why women don't learn from men, their husbands, because husbands have lost their art of teaching. They've lost it. All right. So easiest way is just enroll them into a program or encourage them to come to join a program at the masjid. Like there's a sister every Tuesday in the evening. Encourage them to join. They will eventually say that I want to learn more. You get it? Inshallah.
There's no such thing as baseline the colors of love across spouses to have the same, to align them together.
I could give a seminar on it one weekend if you like, on this, and you can bring out the whole family and we can talk about it. No problem. I don't have a problem with that. I could give we could, I'm sure we could arrange something, right? Inshallah. Why are you laughing? Huh? Your wife has a lot to do? I mean, she's dealing with you, absolutely. Now, guys, listen. This type of learning, especially staying at home, even if they're working all week, even if they're working or not working, even if they're home or not home, housewives or not housewives, to be given that outlet and to have that continuous progress, to learn something every week, something new, is good for them. It's good for them also, mentally, emotionally, it stimulates them. You understand? You want your spouse to, is there anybody here who wouldn't want their spouse to be learned? What? You wouldn't? Is there anybody here who would want their spouse to be learned? But then at the same time, you shouldn't feel insecure about it. Don't be insecure about it. Don't be insecure about it. Khair, inshallah. It's 8:28. Salat is in about few minutes, inshallah. Let's make some muraqabah.
Can I just ask one question?
Yeah, sure.
If I go right now, my wife gets off from work, right? I say, you promise we can sit down today and learn some surah or something like that, right? You know what she'll tell me? We don't want to eat today, right?
Well, she's still got to cook.
Huh?
She's still got to cook. When she going, if she's going to sit there, so why would, listen, instead of saying to her that let's learn some verses of the Quran or the surahs of the Quran, I'll tell you a better thing. Just say, listen, whilst we're eating, I'm going to go over what we learned in the masjid today. No, or listen, or just go over it after. Just go over what you learn at the masjid. Honestly, even that helps. Don't even say that let's learn some verses of the Quran, because somebody mentally they might be far from it.
put it this way, my main problem is trying to find a time for her to be steady for me to even do this kind of thing.
You don't. You just mention things over dinner. You just mention things. You mention things while in passing. You mention, oh, by the way, heard this at the masjid today. Okay, no problem. There you go. That small. Keep it small. Keep it small.
Yes.
What do you mention?
You don't give a bayan.
What you mentioned, Sheikh, is so true. Most of the time they want to hear from somebody else.
Yeah,
That works.
that works.
When they reach a certain level, then they can listen to you.
Let me know when they get there.
I mean, certain level, because I don't want to get into detail, but
Okay, don't.
you're so right. You know, sometimes it's just better to hear it from
Yeah,
somebody else.
I just
They will
feel-
come and share with you.
Listen, honestly, when they learn something, they'll be so excited to come and share with you, and you have to act all dumb that you don't know about it. And you have to act all surprised. Man, I didn't know that. So next week she'll go back again,
Yes, make them feel good, right?
and then she'll make notes for you next time. And she'll come and tell you. Someone's scratching their head. Say, where did I go wrong? Yes.
It all depends. Some of them are also very curious online. For me, I don't
Look,
have an issue.
are the
They always
colors-
asking me.
So how many, all these men in this room, all men, are they the same personalities?
No.
Have you ever met two men with the same personalities? You never meet two women with the same personality. Women are different also. Every woman is different. Every man is different. That's what makes us so unique. That's with so many differences, with such differences, we can still agree on one thing. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now that's a miracle. That we all agree on. You get it? That's we all agree. Alhamdulillah. Whilst I was on this, reading the questions, I read 2 pages ahead. I says, but I think this question will be the final question, because this will be the topic of discussion today. But khair, inshallah. Let us understand and come to the reality that the different types of connections that we have in this world, all different, all the colors are different. Like they're all colors, but they're different. They all have different qualities and different realities. Okay? Jazakallah khair. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Subhanallah al-azim. Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. Wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-azim. Let's sit for a few minutes in muraqabah, then inshallah I'll sit a few extra minutes after salat because we don't have time today. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wasallam.
الله أكبر الله أكبر